Hello, dear learners, and welcome to your YouTube channel, Civil Engineering with Reza. It's really an honor for me to have you here. In this tutorial, we are gonna go through the basic command in AutoCAD, which is line. So we will learn how to work with this command, and it's the most useful command in AutoCAD. So if you want to make a solid foundation in this part, please be with me until the end. Are you ready? Let's start. To start a new project, we can go to New and work with AutoCAD ISO template or AutoCAD. We work with AutoCAD ISO because I want to work with millimeter. Now we are in the AutoCAD. In here we can check our units because it's the most important part. We can come here and see that its type is decimal and precision, one precision after the decimal point is enough, and our unit is millimeter. It's correct. We have studied about the performance and actions of the mouse, the left click, right click, and the middle bottom. Now let's go to working with our first command, which is line in draw group. We can go on top of the command. If I take it on top of that, as you see, after a short while, we can see more information about the line. Here says that this command creates straight lines segments. So each segment is an object and they are separate with each other. To activate and call this command, we can left click on that, and now our command is active. As you see, we have grids here. I have mentioned you that we can turn off and on these grids. We can come here by this, we can turn it off and on. But we can use our control keys and we can say that we can press key F7 or in laptops FN and F7 key. Now it's off and on. I want to make it off to have clear window. Now, as you can see, near the cursor or crosshair, we have some information. We call this part dynamic inputs. In here, it says us the command information. Here says that specify first point. It's the same information as the command line. As you can see here says that specify first point. Now, for specifying the first point, in AutoCAD, we work with coordinates. With working exactly with coordinates, I will inform you in the next session, but now I just want to work in a usual manner to just understand the performance of this command. If I want to understand about the coordinates, I can have this part too. For example, if I come here, I can see that in this part, I have my value of x, y, and z because I work in 2D dimension. Now I have my third coordinate, which is z, as 0, but x and y, as you see here, they change. For if it's not active in your AutoCAD, you can come here and turn it off and on from here. If I turn it off, but now I can turn it on by checking it on. It was about the coordinates. I will talk about them in deep manner, but here we just want to learn how is the performance of the line. That's it. Now I choose manual points, not exact one, from here. Now I choose the first one. Be careful for selecting or activating or calling the command. I told you we work with left click. Now I press it. It's the start point. For making a line, we need 2 points. So we need 2 coordinates. We checked the start part. Now we have the next point. If we want to make it just one line, we can say it end point. Now it says that specify the next point, as you see here. Under that, we have undo. I will talk about that. Now I use not exact one, an approximate point here, this one. As you can see, here I can have undo. What is the meaning of undo? I can click exactly on that by doing this. The work and performance that it does is that, like undo and redo in other softwares, if we did some mistakes, we can come back to our previous step. If I do undo, I came back to my first point. It means that the initial point. As you see, I come back here. Now I check it again. Now I can have my second point, third point to make another object. Now until here, this is one object. Or I can have access to additional and other options inside my commands. How? We learned about that by pressing the right click on the mouse. If I press the right click, I have access to enter, cancel. So enter here is similar to the enter on keyboard. It means that finishing our command. But I can cancel it, or I can go outside of that, or I can exit this. I can do it similarly with escape key or ESC on the left corner of my keyboard. Now I can say the other commands, as you see, undo, which is similar to here, and different parts like pan zoom, we will talk about them completely, and object snaps. But I say enter, let's see what happens. It finishes my job. Now this is one object here. If I come into the line, I can have different ways for selecting my command. One of them is directly selecting it by my mouth, but I can have other ways. Here is one of them. The other one is to go into menu bar. As you see here, I told you we can have access to all the commands in AutoCAD. We can come to draw group, and here line. We can check it. Now it's active again. We can specify first point, second point, next point. But here, as you see, we have two subgroup of commands. One of them is undo. We understood about that. The other one is close. So what is the meaning of close? If we want to close, it means that match the end point that we have got here to the start point. If I say close, it will make a triangle here for me. As you can see, this is the case. Third case to start my command is that I can use the alias. What is the alias? Alias are the short form or keys of my command. My command is line. In most cases, the first letter is the alias, but it's not true for all of the commands. For example, in line, the first letter is L. I can type L. As you can see, I have my command. I can use the left click or I can use enter. Now it's active. I can escape. Now I don't need it and I want to go out of this command. I can use escape. Now I got out of the command. It's not active now. I can use enter to recall my command. Now I don't do anything. I just press enter. As you can see, I can recall my command. The other way, now I escape, is using the right click. In right click, as you can see, says that repeat line. Why says repeat line? Because my previous command was line. And here I can access to other recent inputs. Until now I have used units and lines. Let's see repeat line. It was the other way of using that. I can use alias also inside my command line. I can type L, as you can see here, and enter. But maybe you don't know the alias. You can use the full command line, as you can see, and enter. Here says specify your first point. I use my first point, says next point. I use the other one. I say that, oh, I did mistake. I want to get back to previous step. I can use inside this. I can come here and say, clicking on that directly, or I can come in command line and use U. As you can see, it's in blue. The first one is highlighted with blue, the first letter. And I can type U and enter. And inside here, in dynamic input, I can type U and enter. Now I get back to the previous point. Now I can say my command is finished. I use enter. It was all the ways of using the command of the line. We learned how to start the line with an approximate point, continue it. Now let's do a small practice. As I have promised you, we will work in a practical manner and we will have exercises in our commands. Let's see our first exercise here. I want to draw this star approximately, not in exact form. I can come here. I just wanted to show you the schematic. We will go to work here. As you see, the start point, the next point, the next point, the next point, the next point, and here. Let's work together. I want to start my line. How can I do? Now, if we want to be more advanced, we can directly type, not go on top of that, and say we can use alias of L and continue. I entered here. Now, approximately, be careful, I use approximately. I say that it's my start point. Now, it's my second point. As you saw, this is the other point. This is the other point. This is the other point, and here I can directly come here, or another way, another trick. I can type, come here and say close, because I directly match the end point, which is here, to the start point, which is here. I can directly use the C or clicking on that. I say C and enter. Now it's closed. It's approximate form. But be careful. At the beginning, I told you the first alias, most of the time line, as you see, L, is the same, but it's not true. Why? Because consider copy and circle. In here, both of them have C. If we use C, it works for circle. For copy, we need to use CO. We need to use second, two of the letters as an alias. That's it for this session, and thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video, and if you want to continue with me these tutorials, please push that subscribe button, and also if you have any questions in the comments, please write them and I will get some feedback from you to continue our lessons. Next session, we will try to learn how to work with exact coordinates, and we will go deeply into the line command, working in exact coordinates, how to work exactly from local coordinates or global coordinates and polar and the rectangular ones. I will inform you all of them, and we will get more knowledge about these tutorials. Thanks for watching. Best wishes, take care, and goodbye.